Tip number 1, we're kicking off. Is your environment creating inner chaos? I think the thing is, it's not even a tip, it's an awareness of, if you haven't asked the question, you already know the answer. Just going to be pretty obvious with that. So if you think that your environment is creating inner chaos, 100% it is.
Then it is. Yep.
So if you're asking the question, the answer is yes. Don't go, is it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Then the answer is yes. Okay, so let's just cut to the chase. If you have to ask that question, the answer is yes. It's not really my tip, but it is a tip. Just be aware. Cut the time frame down.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Moira.
Hello, my dear.
Woohoo! Today's deliciously motivated mindset conversation is your environment creating inner chaos. Holy gamoly, where are we going today?
Yes, this is
Mm-mm.
going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Surprise! This is a goodie. This is a goodie,
This
people.
is a goodie.
So, thanks for joining us, people, and Moira and internet. We appreciate that. One of the things, if you've listened to us before, one of the things we do is we do this check-in, which is a PEMS. So it's a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, PEMS. And that's why we call it the PEMS. And that is just a check-in to see where we are physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually on a 0 to 10 number. All you've got to do is go, where am I sitting? Where do I feel? Okay, I feel like I'm an 8. Like, I don't even know if the internet's going to hold out, like whatever it is that's going on in your world. And then a 0 is,
Totally blissed out, present, calm.
I haven't been a 0 this morning yet. Because it's morning for me. So you never know.
We can change that.
We can see if we can change that. So the intention is just to see how you can quickly move when you get insights into things that are happening around you.
Yes.
So in saying that, what number are you, Moira, from a 0 to a 10?
I'm a 1. How about you?
Moira's a 1. I'm a 2 because I just feel a little bit just discombobulated in my throat. My head feels clear. And that's it. Literally, people, you just rate yourselves and then you carry on. So once you've written that down, clearly you're going to need a note-taking device because we're going to give you some tips on, is your environment creating inner chaos that we'd love you to learn from. So tip number 1, we're kicking off, is your environment creating inner chaos? I think the thing is, it's not even a tip, it's an awareness of, if you haven't asked the question, you already know the answer. Just going to be pretty obvious with that. So if you think that your environment is creating inner chaos, 100% it is.
Then it is. Yep.
So if you're asking the question, the answer is yes. Don't go, is it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Then the answer is yes. Okay, so let's just cut to the chase. If you have to ask that question, the answer is yes. It's not really my tip, but it is a tip. Just be aware. Cut the time frame down. Yeah.
Well,
so what's a tip you would like to share?
I think it's an important one to have the question. So if you are asking the question, sometimes our environment is creating discombobulation and we haven't allowed ourselves to drop into that awareness. that if you're really busy, I've done this kind of thing. If I've got a lot of things on the go, and I want to record something, I want to develop a course, I want to do some articles. I'm actually have a couple chapters that I need to get done for co-created books. Then I may not have the awareness to look at my environment so much. So it's like my tip is to make sure that you're looking at your environment from a space of, is this creating the calmness I wish to experience? And it can be a yes or no, but it can also be, yeah, I'll do for right now. But I want to do a bit of dusting, or I need to rearrange things, or I need to make sure I have a candle in my space. So it's about having your inner dialogue and allowing yourself to shift and change your environment according to what your needs are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think that I was going to talk about and just say everything's movable.
So it's to create it and change
So
it.
it's that that it can be moved. It's not it's not in concrete.
Yeah.
Well, even if it's in concrete, it can still be moved. Just saying. But yeah, it's movable. Life is movable.
Everything's movable and changeable. And that's what I mean about the a certain type of environment in a certain type of chair might be conducive to doing certain types of things. Whereas if you wanted to meditate or contemplate, then you might need to have things shifted or changed in a wee bit. Right?
Yeah. I think because we get so wound up. We get so wound up on where we're at. So just remembering that life is movable. Life is movable. I'm gonna put stop the blame game.
Okay.
And when I say stop the blame game, I'm actually just going to say be accountable. Be accountable because you are in this situation for a reason, whatever that is. But stop blaming others for the situation you're in because you have chosen the action steps you have. So take accountability to your own life. Stop going, they did that, and because they did that, and because they had to do this, then I had to do this, and now because of them, just stop that. Just be accountable to yourself and your actions.
I like that. It actually takes me into the next tip that I would
Surprise.
say is to claim and commit to yourself that you are the boss of you. And that is a beautiful feed on to what you're saying, is that it's nobody else's fault. Like if a dish gets placed in a place that it jangles your nerves, it's not that person's fault. It's you. And so you can then move it.
Yeah.
Right?
This is your stuff, not
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, is claiming authorship. I like that word. I don't even know if it's a real word. Authorship.
It's now.
Authority. Yes, it is now. Take authorship for how you speak about your environment, how you create your environment, and commit to yourself that you are finding the right harmony, the balance, the environment. Because you know how it's said that your outer environment is actually a reflection of your inner. So it's like the messy, cluttered desk is a reflection of a messy, cluttered mind. So it's your doing. And so if it is that you're like, oh, I've got all these piles of stuff all around me, then maybe it's time for you to commit to yourself that I'm going to change my environment so that I can have inner calm and orderliness. Right?
Yeah, orderliness. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's not that hard. I don't know why I just keep having to say that. Like, I don't know, like life can be easy, but doing things, changing things, it's not as hard as okay, let me just try and sum this up into hamster wheel is real, definitely, and you can get off at any time, but you can when you want to change things, often, hang on, let me just sum this into something that I can relate. it becomes so hard in our head that we immobilize ourselves, we procrastinate, and then the time frame's gone, and then we put extra pressure on ourselves to do anything, and we freeze. We just literally get immobilized, and we feel stuck, and we can't move forward in anything because our mind has gone. And I know Moira talked about that mind chatter.
Mm-hmm.
My word. Before that, so this is not that hard to change anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to sum that into something because it's not, our mind chatter is way harder
But the
than
thing
actually
is
action.
that I think that from what you're saying, that it's so important to remember that we are self-fulfilling prophecies. So if I look at my environment and I think, oh, it needs to change, but oh, it's going to be so overwhelming and such a big task, and it's going to be impossible to do it, then it is. Whereas
Well,
if I,
even when you were just saying that, I went, oh, whatever she's got into knowing it's not real, whatever she's dealing with, I don't even want to be part of that. I don't even want to help her. Like, it sounds overwhelming when you're like, and this and this. And I was like, okay.
right, but it's that owning the fact that I'm a self-fulfilling prophecy. I can look at something that's discombobulating and chaotic and go, okay, what's my first step?
Mm,
That's it. What's my first step? And to your point, change is not that difficult. We just need to engage it and
start.
do one step at a time, even if it's the tiniest baby step. Even if the action step is literally that I write down, I will declutter this space, right?
Mm,
Then you've
I
actually
will.
created some forward momentum, and that allows you to start getting into flow with that. But that
Yeah.
self-fulfilling prophecy, don't be talking smack about yourself or creating some big scenario that it's like, oh, I have to climb this huge big
Mm,
issue or chaos or discombobulation, right?
yeah.
So I think that that's an important part. What are the types of words that you're using to yourself, about your environment, about the people in your space? And if it's not serving you, then change them.
Yeah. And I think the old you, who you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day I used to put up with this and now I don't. You know. Yes, your choice, no matter who's borrowed who's bound you into that little area.
Right. And so it's you can make a choice to change.
Yeah.
There, we're
Mm.
going on C words this time.
Yeah, choice to change.
Your choice to change.
Change. Of course, because we've got creating inner chaos.
Right. And so I see if it's
And
your choice to change that can create clarity. There you go.
Yeah. C, clarity. I started to think of a C word, Deborah. Just stay on track, stay on track. So if you can do little things or you can do big things. So when we talk about is your environment creating inner chaos, if you're in a workplace and it feels toxic, it doesn't feel right, you're there, you're working, you feel like you're working more hours than other people, poor me, woe me, whatever you want to do. I'll just throw that out there. But you can make little changes, and those little changes are actually big changes because when you add all the little changes up, they do escalate to a bigger change. But I think the thing here is when we look at those little changes, acknowledge that you're actually changing things instead of going, I've been in this situation for 6 months and I've not, nothing's changed. Actually, what has changed? What have you done to change things? Are you going outside? If you don't want to be trapped at work, are you going outside to get some fresh air, or are you actually sitting at your desk eating your lunch? I know when I worked for the council, often I would sit at my desk and eat my lunch and carrying on, and my boss would come out there and she would, Deborah, get yourself into that cafeteria, and was always encouraged to go and meet up. And like, I've got too much to do. No, you've never got enough time to go and connect with people in this in the tea room. Off you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to talk to anyone. Got too much to do. But they're the little things that I'm actually taking accountability to my world, but they're little things that I'm doing that are starting to light me up myself.
Right.
So I talk about a glitter bomb, ensure that you're glitter bombing yourself, whatever it is. I work from home. So I'm often just, even after my calls or whatever, I just walk around the garden. We've got quite a big garden. I'll just walk and leave my phone and just,
Mm-hmm.
go for a 3-minute walk around the garden. Just to change. Just to
Absolutely.
change my environment. So my little things are actually all quite big things, what I do.
And that is you taking ownership for your
Mm.
environment. I'm the same. I'm fortunate that I actually live very close to the ocean, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Is it's a 2-minute walk, and I can just actually stand on the shore and listen to the waves crashing on the beach. It's such a beautiful reset, and so even if I was in an environment like my physical space was, oh my God, I have to do all these things. I've got too much work to do. I just go to listen to the waves going, and that's it.
But even just doing that, like just doing that alone
Mhm.
takes the chaos from a 10 down to an 8 or a 7.
Or a 4.
Or or
Yeah,
anything. But
absolutely.
even just somebody saying, that was our PIMS when we were talking about, if you wonder what I'm talking about, your PIMS at the start. That's even when someone just goes, I've got you.
Mhm.
Moira, I've got you.
Yeah.
I've got your back when we go to this event, or
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, but like I've got you, or hey babe, you're going to do really well. Like any of those little things that are sitting in there for you. These are the little
Mhm.
things that can
You've
take
got
that
this. Yeah,
down.
yeah, it's good. You've got this. It's all okay. Those are such an important part too. And you're talking about just even the little things. I like to think of like I do have lots of little things all around me in my workspace. I have little love hearts and crystals, and I like the yogi tea bags. And so I have the ones that really mean something to me. I actually keep them. So
A
Deb,
tea bag.
yeah,
Did you say
we
tea
have
bag?
tea bags with little tags on them that have inspirational sayings. And you'll love
Oh,
this one.
we don't have them. What?
I'll have to send you a box.
Oh my God.
My
Okay.
favorite tea. But so listen, you'll love this one, Deb. Gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there.
Oh.
Message on a tea bag.
Oh. I've just fallen in love with tea bags. So okay, but that is just
But you see what I'm saying? That's
that's
just
a
a
perfect,
small
just
change. I keep
even
that in
just
my
reading
space.
that, even just reading that makes you feel like, oh,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like you've got this.
Hmm.
And I guess we can add the you've got this into the signs are there when we're ready.
Yes. Yes.
Or
When we're
maybe actually,
ready.
maybe that's another tip on,
I
yeah,
think
the
you've got
signs.
this is
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The signs are there, and I'm going to add when you're ready, because
Yeah.
those signs could be all over you all the time, and you don't see it until you see it.
Absolutely. And so therefore, it's this idea of creating inner chaos. Sometimes we got to sit in phases of inner chaos and work as best we can at being the observed and the observer, to then go, oh hey, enough of this inner chaos.
Mm.
What do I need? What baby steps do I need? What ingredients do I need? What shifts or changes? Or maybe I just need to go for a walk and stand by the edge of the ocean for a wee bit.
And
So it's about,
do whatever.
yeah, yeah, to make those coming back to calmness. It doesn't have to be hugely
Yeah,
drastic, right?
yeah. Doesn't have to be.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it does. Everything has to be huge. Everything has to be. So maybe when you just said then it doesn't have to be. What's your drama levels? Everybody needs everyone needs drama in their life, because drama gets you through. Now, whether you want to call it drama or chaos, you can't hide, you can't run from chaos, but you can manage it.
Mhm.
And you can put it into a place, and you can reformat it to something else. So watch what you ask the universe for, watch what you get, watch how your interpreting it, how you're taking it from here. Just watch your, I don't know if
Well,
I
this
can
is
call
about
it.
watching your inner dialogue with what shows up, right?
We talked about that, didn't we? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. What's your drama levels? Because that makes me think of the embracing your shadow too.
Embracing your pardon?
Your shadow.
Oh, yes.
Because we all have those shadowy aspects, and so to ever try and pretend we don't, kind of goes against us, and that actually might create inner chaos in itself. Is that it's by who is it that's, I think this is a Freudism that says that this is the whole work about bringing the shadow and integrating it, or you could say it's ego stuff, but it's
Yeah.
about making the unconscious conscious,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes we do have a propensity to be thinking, oh, this environment is terrible, this is dreadful, this is awful, I'm stuck here, I don't like this, I hate this, those kind of verbiages. But until you land into it and accept everything exactly as it is, that's something that I've always said about change. When we know we need to change something, we must first accept everything that is. So that's the shadow, the positive, the up, the down, the conscious, the unconscious, accept all. And then you can say, now what can I do? What's the step I can do now?
Yeah. What? And I think that goes down to you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
you're
for
not
sure.
there's always, well, there's definitely Deborah and Moira here, but you're not alone in this journey. You don't have to do it alone. You know, us women don't need to put our Superwoman knickers on, Wonder Woman knickers on, and men don't have to put their undies outside their tights. We can do all this together as a team. You're not alone in anything you do, unless you choose to be alone. But even when you're alone, you might be alone physically. You're not going to be alone mentally or
Or
emotionally.
energetically
Yeah,
or emotionally. Absolutely. And
yeah,
so sometimes just reaching out to somebody and speaking out what it is that's going on for you in your mindset or feeling wise, and somebody goes, you've got this, or maybe even sharing a story of how they overcame something,
yeah,
that can sometimes be enough inspiration to say, I am way more resilient than I thought,
yeah.
right?
Even that saying you've got this. I don't know if you watched the Robbie Williams series. There was four.
No.
It's not a feel good series. It's
Okay.
four of Robbie Williams, and he is quite big in the UK, was quite big.
Mhm.
And he had, I don't know, 90,000 people or whatever. Like, he had millions of people just when he went to an event, and they were all cheering for him, and he didn't believe he had anything to give when he went out on stage. And so for us to say you've got this, we believe you have it. We tell you that because we believe you have it, because we know you do.
Mhm.
But if your internal dialogue is not wired to, oh no, if they keep telling me I'm amazing and I'm not, you have to pull that nearly swore. You have to pull that stuff right back. You have to pull it the moment you start to go, I've got 100,000 people yelling at me now saying how amazing I am, and I don't believe that. You got to stop that straight away. You got to pull that in. Don't let that fester and grow. Like, deal with it straight away.
Mm.
So when we say you've got this, we believe you have. We're not putting in any past
Yeah, we're not
judgments
just doing it for the sake of it. Yeah.
for the shits and giggles. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it because we believe you do. And there's often coaches I mentor that I think have got something way more than others, but to get them to see it. So the moment you start checking in on that talk, just deal with it. Do something about it. Don't let it escalate more, because the Robbie Williams is actually a really great one for internal dialogue, because he was like, there's 100,000 people raving about me, and I don't even know if I can go out there. It's worth it. It's not a feel-good movie or
Mm.
feel-good 4-part series, but it's very interesting on mental health and how to deal with stuff.
So what you made me think of, I haven't seen this series, but maybe I'll check it out. But what came up for me is what's called imposter syndrome.
Oh, yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's what that felt like that you were
It
describing.
does
And I
have
think,
evil of that. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that if you're getting kudos from people and they're saying, "Oh, you've got this," and internally you're saying, "Well, I don't know what to do. I'm doing, and the last time this kind of situation showed up, I failed, or I fell flat on my face." Or what would people think if they really knew that I know nothing about what I'm saying or doing? And so then it's like I'm just a shell of what they think I am.
Yeah.
So
It's
owning
interesting the
your gift.
words. Yeah, own your certainty would be it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a tip on its own, to own
Yeah,
your
just
certainty. Because and
yeah.
that really comes into what we were talking about earlier about the claiming authorship for your space,
Mm.
for your inner peace, for your even for your inner chaos.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
Yeah.
It's yours. And so the great news about that is as soon as you say, okay, I accept all of it, now you can unpack it and
Yeah,
soothe
now
it.
we can deal with it.
Yeah.
Whatever dealing with it is or
Yeah.
looks like. Yeah.
Mhm.
But don't hide from it. Don't run from this stuff because it just escalates and gets bigger and yeah.
Yeah, because it wants to just be recognized, to be honored, to be validated even.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, my job is done. You got the guidance, you got the information, and it
Yeah.
can go, right? But then this is also a big part of being the observed and the observer in all aspects. The observer is the one that goes, huh, look at how you're talking about this situation.
Mm,
Maybe it's time to watch those words, or to pause before you say, yes, I'll do this, or no, I'm not doing that, or this is chaotic, or this isn't.
yeah, see, it's all your life. It's all your decisions. It's all you. This is you. Just because we tell you to do this or suggest you do this, you don't have to do this. That's you don't do it, that's fine. Like we're still gonna sleep at night with this.
Mm-hmm.
But if this can help you, then your environment is not going to create that inner chaos.
Right. But if you don't want to try out these tips, that's okay. But
That's
but
yeah,
craft a way of being so that you actually can experience some harmony in your way,
yeah.
evolve it in your way.
Well, life is meant to live, not poor me, not mope, not any of that stuff.
Absolutely.
We're we're
Absolutely.
we're we're here on this planet to do whatever we're here for, then do it.
To experience it, it's all about experience and have
Mm,
fun and learn and play and trust and all that kind of good,
and
and
do
have
yeah,
inner calmness.
and have inner calmness over inner chaos. I know what one
That's
I'd
right.
rather take. Yeah,
Yes, but sometimes we have to have things go to inner chaos to be able to say, oh, there's the red flag. I needed things to sort of get to that
yeah.
state before I realized, yeah, if I want, that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Oh, how often do we do that?
Yeah, so it's like, well, I've been doing all these things and doing it over and over and over again, and if I tell myself the truth, I've got all this inner chaos. So I need to do things differently because I'd actually like to have some calmness.
I'd like to deal with something. I think is your environment creating inner chaos? When I think about this, I think about sometimes you need a strategy. You can't just go, oh yay, today's going to be honky dory, I'm going to have a perfect day. You can definitely say that, but there's got to be some strategy behind it. Today I'm going to put on my favorite undies. Always said-
Okay,
got my
good for
favorite
you.
undies. I've got my new undies on actually. Today I'm going to put on my favorite undies, and that's going to give me a good day. If that's what you've got to do, that's what you've got to do. If
Mhm.
that's what it is, don't like whatever strategies. There's got to be some strategy behind creating that inner chaos. Okay, I'm going to get a candle. I'm going to go outside and do this, or I'm going to talk to the right people, or I'm going to put a podcast on, or I'm going to say no more often. Like whatever that strategy is for you,
Mhm.
be aware of that strategy, because if you're asking the universe for stuff, you've got to get clear on what you want. Today I'm going to have a harmonious day. Well, what does that mean?
Hmm.
Like, that's great. Yes, we all would love a harmonious day, but what does that mean? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Today I'm going to drink some lovely food, eat some lovely food, drink something nice. I'm going to appreciate the sun, or I'm going to appreciate the water. Like, what does that look like for you? Make sure you have a plan, a strategy.
Hmm.
That all makes sense.
It does. I would encourage it to be flexible though,
Oh, 100%.
right? Because
100%.
yeah, we don't make plans that are really rigid, saying, oh, I'm going to feel this when I have all these things. So
Oh,
yes,
no.
I like for myself, I do have like a light hold on plans where
Yeah.
I start off my week every week with a very detailed list of all the things that I know need to have be done in that week. And
Yeah.
then in between client sessions and in between different pieces that are already booked, because I do have certain things like meeting with Deb is got to do it at this time.
Yeah.
But there are other things that are a wee bit movable, and that's what I mean about flexibility. Because then I say, oh, you look, I've got an hour and a half. Okay, so what item, I can say, oh, I got some blog posts to do, or I need to record a video for something, or right.
Yeah.
So it's do you see what I'm saying? It's like, yes, I do have plans, but I also always plan flexibility into there too.
Well, 2020
Yes, the year
pivot.
of the pivot.
So have strategy, but be prepared for pivot.
Yes.
And that's realistic. So when we talk about, maybe is your environment creating inner chaos, be realistic. So maybe be realistic as something. Is it actually me, or is it everyone else? When we talked about blaming other people. But be realistic.
Yes,
Can I
because
suddenly,
sometimes
if
you
I
could.
don't like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if I don't like my job, okay, I'm gonna quit my job
Hmm.
straight after Christmas. Okay, well, come on. Realistically, is that going to cause more chaos?
Right.
Like, let's get some strategy here and make sure it's realistic strategy.
Yeah, because what I was going to say is that if let's say you work from home and part of your environment that's creating chaos is other members of the household,
Whoops.
you can ask, right? So if it's like, yeah, it's actually because my partner makes too much noise, so it's going to interfere with recording podcast episodes or video lessons
The
or
dogs.
yeah, then it's time to actually inform and create boundaries or agreements of,
Yeah.
this person goes to the other side of the house, or the dogs get put in a special place so that they don't come barking and at
One's gone to
inappropriate
daycare
times.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, so be really realistic and ask for what you need.
Yeah.
Whether that
So
sometimes that's asking yourself too, right?
yeah, so don't be afraid to ask, or the other thing is don't be afraid to say no.
Yes, that goes in there too.
To ask or decline.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's your strategy. No, I can't do that today because I've got this. Or actually, yes, I can move this. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and so that interweaves all this flexibility, but also, you're the boss of you. You are an important component of the environment that you're in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your environment creating inner chaos? You're part of your environment.
You are your environment.
It's
Yeah.
all you. But that's meant to that's intended to be uplifting, not
Mm.
oh gosh, if it's all me and it's chaotic, then I suck. There's something wrong with me. I'm doing something wrong.
Well, we're not
No,
going to do that. Yeah, no. That's not what we're saying,
that's not
people.
what we're saying. Nope. It's like, yes, if it is all me, then I can craft it and I can fashion it in the right way that makes it feel uplifting and
Yeah, I can
connected.
design my life my way.
Yeah.
End of. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
As your environment creating inner chaos, whose tip is it? Is it my tip, your tip?
It's your tip.
Okay. Is your environment creating inner chaos? I know at the start we said if you're asking that question, yes. The answer is yes. And I want to go back to, I don't know if I've said, don't hide from it. Don't even know if I've said that. Like, have I said that? I don't even know.
I'm not sure. You said something
I don't
about
think I've
that.
said that because I really want to emphasize that you can't run from everything. Like if it's created, so don't take action on it. You've got to acknowledge it, and then you can go, okay, today I'm not going to deal with it, or tomorrow I'm going to change things, or I'm going to spend a week thinking about it, or I'm going to decide how I'm going to do this, or I'm going to talk to a friend. Like, just know that this is your stuff, definitely, but put time aside to go, no, I haven't got time to deal with it today. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to look at this and put it in your schedule and look at it. But don't run from it was my main thing, but honor it that whatever this chaos is something that's to be respected till you can resolve what it is, and then you have a different level of respect from it.
Right. So respected, but this is in alignment with what I was saying about accepting it, right? Because once you've accepted it, doesn't mean you have to unpack it and fix it right in that moment, but I accept this is where it's at. It feels chaotic. Okay, I accept that. And respecting it is an important component of that too. It is what it is, right? I know you don't like that saying.
It is what it is. She says it again. It is what it is, though. But the more you avoid things, but your things get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, that's
But the
yeah, I
other
was going
thing
to
is,
say that they start to
yeah,
get
they
huge.
do get bigger, and they create that inner chaos will go to outer chaos because you'll start
Yeah.
taking it on to other people.
Yep.
You'll start taking it out on other people. But if you can't deal with it today and you think it's urgent enough to deal with today, then put some time aside tomorrow in your diary to deal with it, or the day after. But because that's a respect you have for yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's actually self-worth in there too, right? You are
Yeah.
worthy of putting aside some time or committing to it, right? Saying,
Yeah.
I matter enough to attend to this issue or to declutter or to even figure out what is it that is a little bit out of whack with my environment.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need a new chair.
Maybe I just maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need to put more purple around me, or gold, or
Yes.
glitter, or red,
Yes.
or
All of those. So this has been different. These tips that came out for this one has been a little bit different to what I thought it might be. But
surprise.
yeah, I know. Always a surprise. So, dear listeners, we are going to get ready to wrap up this episode. This is your environment creating inner chaos. So if you hadn't already got your note-taking device, we encourage you to grab it now, to get it now. And we're going to rattle through all of these points. There's a lot came up this time. The first tip was where Deb said that it's all about awareness, that if you're asking this question, is your environment creating inner chaos? Then the answer is yes. So it's like,
Well, that's anything. It's when you say to your friend, does my bum look big in this?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
go, you know your bum looks big in that. So why are you even asking? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
as you're
it.
trying to defer responsibility to somebody else. That
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the
Yep.
one. Yeah. The next one is Okay, so we did in a dialogue, a little bit of it in a dialogue. It will do for right now. No idea what that means. It'll do life is movable. What's your
Yes,
one,
that was
Moira?
you. That's the tip you've meant. Yes, that it's movable.
Yeah, it'll do for right now. It will do for right now. No idea what I wrote, but it's in a dialogue. So life is movable. It's not fixed. Whatever's going on can be moved.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The next one we talked about stopping the blame game and be accountable for what's going on. Like, it's not, this environment is not off because this person's doing this or not doing this, or so if you are sort of pointing fingers at, I need people to do this in order to have a calmer environment, then own what it is that you need to do in order to come into that inner balance, right? Being
Yeah.
accountable.
And that's where Moira wrote, claim your authorship
Yeah.
of how you create and speak on your environment.
Yes.
The next one I've got written down is, it's not that hard to change things. It's not that hard to change things. We just make the decision and we do it when we're ready. Yeah, so it's not that hard to change things. Everything can
No,
be
you
changed. Yeah.
just when you're ready. And that's when I started talking about that we're all self-fulfilling prophecies. And so if I keep saying, oh, this is terrible, this is hard, this is awful, I'll never get over it, then that's the truth, because I've just created that. And
Yeah.
that's when I also brought in our 3 C words, that we need to make the choice to make a change, and that gives us clarity. Because that's a really cool way to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, wouldn't it?
I know. I was thinking there's a song in somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one I wrote down was glitter bomb. No idea what I wrote. I just wrote glitter bomb ownership. So take ownership of the world, I guess. Take ownership of the world you're in, and glitter bomb. Do whatever lights you up and have around you what lights you up.
Yeah, I like that. And this is the next one that I have here, is to make little changes. And that's when I read out my little teabag quote here from my
yeah, that
yogi
teabag.
teabag. Yeah, my teabag was, gratitude is not about what is received, it's about how you receive what is there. And so that in itself is such a little change. I had a cup of tea and I read that tag and thought, oh, that had to be in my environment.
I've just had to Google yogi tea bags. Oh, there's some lovely. I was just reading the quotes. So diversion. Let your heart guide you. When ego is lost, then university exists.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
The purpose of life is to enjoy every moment.
Okay,
Okay,
see,
get back to what you
we've got her we've got her, Deb.
I'm going to see if I can get some yogi tea, but yeah, okay.
They're beautiful.
The next one I have is, you've got this.
Right.
Like, you've got this. This is up to you to believe. I know we talked about a little bit of imposter syndrome down the track, a couple down, but
Yeah,
you've
we
got
did.
this. You've got this. Just reminding yourself that you've got this. And we did a podcast last week on conversation, hand on heart. You've got this. Put your hand on your heart. Do the full process or the short process or whatever it is, just reminding yourself that you've got this.
Absolutely. And that's when you said that the signs are there when you're ready. Right? So I think that's a really important part, because the signs, truth be told, signs are always there. Whenever we ask for something or ask for some direction or guidance, or it shows up immediately. But we will recognize it when we're ready, when we've got it.
Yeah.
Right?
When we've got this.
Yes. So the next one you put was what's your drama level?
Yeah.
What's your drama level? And that's when I went into about embracing your shadow, that we're not alone, and we have positive and negative, we have conscious and unconscious. And the best way to get into that aspect, out of thinking you're an imposter and into flow, is to embrace all of those aspects, right? Shine the light on the unconscious, that kind
Yeah.
of thing, right?
And knowing that Moira and I are here for you.
Yeah.
We're here for you. This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
This is what we do. Yeah.
Yes.
The next one I had is own your certainty.
Yes.
And own your certainty is own who you are. Own your genius. Own your genius that you're not good at. You're non-genius. Just own your certainty of who you are. And that allows you to 100% change your environment just by that.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And when you're owning your certainty, a tool with that is to remember to be the observed and the observer. It's actually a really
Yeah.
good one when you're thinking about your environment and your inner chaos. So it's like, how am I showing up, or how are things going in this space, and how is it feeling internally? So being the
Yeah.
observed and the observer.
What I've got written down here is I've got strategy, be flexible, be realistic. Don't be afraid to ask or decline. Come on,
Right.
Deborah. Boom.
Don't
Have
don't
some
hide from things.
Yeah, have some
Bring it in.
strategy behind what you're going to do. Be flexible with it, make sure it's realistic, and don't be afraid. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid of yes or no's, or just go,
You
okay,
have
I'll
the
deal
right
with this right now.
yeses and nos. You have the right to do that. And
Yeah.
it's about creating your balance, your equilibrium. The last part that I had in this was I talked about the definition of insanity, doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting different results. Sometimes we get into the trap of that. And so that's why the power of being the observed and the observer is very impactful, because you can go, oh, look, I just keep doing that same thing over and over again, saying I'm not, but I'm, lovingly releasing that propensity.
Yeah.
So, dear listeners, that was us rattling through all of the tips. I think I covered them all. Did we get
I think we've got them
yeah?
all. Yep. Yep, we've got them all.
So this is your environment creating inner chaos. We trust that you got some tips and some ideas on creating some inner calm, maintaining inner calm, and having a wholesome environment that you get to co-create with the universe.
But
So,
also know your environment, Moira's wholesome environment could be different to my wholesome environment, could be different to our partners, to our bosses, to our just know that.
100%.
Yeah.
And
I don't know
that's
if we've
why
actually done that whole thing. Yeah.
that's why we talked about earlier, and one of the tips was that when you're saying the blame game, other people
Oh, okay.
not doing things, but you have the right to ask for what you need.
Yeah.
If that's when I was talking about, if my husband's making noise when I'm trying to record something, like I'm recording a meditation or something, then he needs to be told he can't come into the environment.
Yeah.
Rather than me saying, grr, he's making noise again.
Yeah. People
Right?
we don't know. We don't know what we're in for unless you tell us. Like
Yes,
we can't
exactly.
read minds. Well, we can.
Yes. Yes. But others
Yeah.
don't always.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, dear listeners, let us know how this has landed for you. How is your environment? Are you feeling calm, and are you recognizing your own accountability and your own creative inspiration in all of this? And if you need help, reach out. You do, it's so important to reach out to both Deb and I are here. And sometimes just talking things over can actually give you the insights and the awareness that you're missing.
Yeah. Once you've looked at it, sometimes someone go, really? That's like, what about this? And it's like, oh, it's so easy.
It's so
how
simple.
do you make it so easy? Yeah. Yeah.
So let us know, what was your favorite tip? Let us know how we can be of support to you in navigating these changing energies that we're all in. And also, we did our check-in at the beginning. We'd love to know where you were at the beginning and where you're feeling now on our PEMS check-in, on our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being. I was at a 1 and Deb was at a 2. Where would you put yourself now, Deb?
I'm going to say a 1, and the reason is because this has generated me to go, I'm going to walk around my office and I'm going to look at the things that don't light me up, and I'm going to start working on it. So it's just, all it's done is just generated about 6 hours work for me. probably. But like, I just think it's time. It's time. We're in the new year, new beginnings. Let's
Yep.
just walk our talk. Yeah,
I
so
like
that's my number one.
I like it. I'm actually putting myself at a 0.5 for some similar reasons. There's a lot that I really like about my environment and shifts that I've made to
Yeah.
embrace the new year, but I like to make it flexible too and check in because it does change from time to time.
Yeah,
Need
totally,
for that. Yes.
totally.
So, dear
Well,
listeners, let
that's
us
us.
know and come into the Facebook group and continue this conversation. That's your next step. Continue the conversation about how is your environment and how we can help you up level it and create your best inner calmness. So that's us signing off with another one of our deliciously motivated mindset conversations with
Woohoo!
Deb over there.
Yay, that's me.
Moira over here. Much love to you, dear listeners. We'll be back
Thank
with
you.
you again next time. Deb,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
everyone.
chat. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.